Hi everyone! Today I am going to take you through my presentation, my event, which is Food from Around the World. Okay, so first I'd like to go through the standards that my event will address. The first one is 1.2, Applying Civic Virtues. Obviously you can see all of this written down on my PowerPoint, but I'm going to read them anyway. 1.6 is describe ways people celebrate their diverse culture, heritage in the community. 1.13 understand, affirm, respect, and celebrate the diversity of individuals, families, and school communities. And 1.4 make connections between the students, family, and other families, the student's school, and other schools. Okay, so my first activity is basically what the whole night is revolved around. It is an intro into all of the different kinds of foods that will be brought to the event, the evening. So what will happen is that the different families and different volunteers will bring different dishes that they sign up for that come from around the world, and they'll be set in tables throughout the gymnasium so that people can go and try the foods from around the world. And at each table it'll have information about where they came from and, you know, if they eat those special foods on a holiday or things like that. Another activity that will be present throughout the entire evening is kiddos being able to get their hands in and help to braid the challah bread dough. So challah bread is actually an Jewish bread, and one of the most important things about it is the fact that it has this braided kind of look. So parents and kiddos can go to the table that has the dough, and they'll be able to braid them and then put their little name tag next to them. And the next day at school, they will be able to have them at lunch, all baked and delicious. The final activity that will be provided during my Foods from Around the World evening will be an activity where families and the students can go and draw pictures of different kinds of food. There will be, you know, examples kind of hanging around that table, like pizza or like a dumpling, things like that. And kids and parents will be able to draw different kinds of foods, their favorite foods, or maybe a food that they want to try. And then they'll go ahead and sign their name at the bottom, and that'll be decoration that we use for our classroom for the future. Okay, and so for my communications that I will be doing in order to make sure that families participate in this evening will be a newsletter that will be brought up at the beginning of the school year, which is actually this example that you see here, that it's a potluck. I made that, and I would send that out at the beginning of the school year for families so they have some knowledge ahead of time. And then again, after Thanksgiving break, I would go ahead and post a similar kind of type of letter on the board by my classroom, reminding parents that coming up in December is when we're going to have this Food from Around the World night. And then again, 2 weeks before the event, I will be sending out emails to the parents as a reminder. And then the day before the event, I will be sending out a text message to families that says, "Hi families, this is a text reminder. It is to give you one final heads up that our Food from Around the World night is tomorrow. We can't wait to see you there. Please reach out if you have any questions." Okay, so for this slide, I just want to kind of go over the night as a whole so it feels a little bit more cohesive. So what I'll be doing is I'll start my communications with families in September at the beginning of the school year, so there's plenty of time for them to know about it and plan about it. In my communications, I will include sign-up sheets for various different kinds of foods like curry, falafel, dumplings, and have families each, you know, volunteer to do one and bring to the night, the event. And during the event, we'll have tables each with the separate kinds of food, all the information about the food, you know, if it's eaten on a holiday or if it's eaten, you know, for a spiritual celebration, things like that. Then we will also have a table with challah dough where kids and families can go and practice braiding it. And when they're done with it, they put their challah dough and their name in a pan, and I'll take it home that evening, bake it, and they'll get to have their own creation of challah the next day at school. And the final activity will be a table where families can go and draw different kinds of food, and when they're happy with it, they can turn it in, and I'll use it to decorate the classroom so that we have an example of how wonderful the night went. So hopefully all of that sounds cohesive and you guys were able to follow me through my PowerPoint. Thanks so much for watching.